welcome to Categories TV. My special guest today is Holly West, lead singer and bassist of the band, the Dead Grrove band. So, Holly, what's going on with the band these days?
Hi, nice to see you. We are finishing our tour, our big tour of the year. I'm gonna finish in Dallas and then go to Peru, as we do every year,
Uh-huh.
and hopefully record a few songs while we're down there. Um, but all of our songs have been recorded down there, and so we just released the record in March. We've been touring it, and then hopefully next year we'll have some new
And
songs.
how's the record been being received? It's been selling pretty well.
It's been doing pretty good, yeah. We just got vinyls, and those are definitely selling really well. Yeah, it's been well received for sure.
So, talk a little bit about that. So, you say that you're just selling vinyls. Have you sold out the CDs, or can people get CDs as well?
Yeah, they can still get CDs on our website, but vinyl is what we have most of right now.
Yeah, it's cool the way vinyl is making a comeback. I am an old school guy, partly because of my age, but I remember what it used to be like going to buy records in the record store. Yes, there used to be those folks, and what I really loved about it is picking up the album, looking at the beautiful album cover. I think that's an experience a lot of kids are missing these days. I was having a conversation with somebody. They told me, "Oh, you just I got the latest download, and I love the fact that it's in the computer. You don't even have to store it anywhere." I guess that's a kind of a cool aspect about it, but I just love the artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's room for both because a lot of people do really like the artwork and to have something to look at and to collect.
Yeah.
Some people buy two so that they can store one and have one to use. And
And I imagine as an artist too, it's you hold that in your hand, Holly, and it's like it's like something you created. It's you can look at it, you can touch it, you can feel it.
it's your baby.
And I was watching the video today for I guess it's the latest single, the Dead Book. Talk a little bit about it. It looks like you guys were out in the desert somewhere.
The Book of the Dead. Yeah. We actually broke into a rock quarry to film that.
Oh wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, we were looking for locations, and we had to do it in a specific time frame, like kind of when the sun was going down. So we went to this dirt bike trail, and they wouldn't let us in. So we looked across the way, and there was a big rock quarry with these gigantic pyramids of rocks. And we're like, well, that's perfect.
Wow.
And we went and knocked on every single door. Nobody was there, so we just broke in and did the video in a couple hours, and then left.
Wow. Well, and let me ask you, Holly. I know you're the bass player and the lead singer. I was curious. Did you start out as a bass player, or were you always a singer as well?
Well, when I was younger, I wanted to be a singer, and I also wanted to accompany myself with an instrument, but that was something other than bass. I didn't really understand bass until I was like a teenager, or a little older, and when I finally decided I wanted to start playing bass, I just fell in love with it and really enjoyed
So,
learning it.
so what was it that drove you to learn how to play the bass? Like you said, you want to have an instrument, and in most singers' case, that is, it's not always the case, but a lot of times it's the guitar. So, what drive you to want to learn how to play the bass?
Yeah, I did play a little guitar, a little piano and stuff, and so that was definitely the way that I was going. But my friend needed a bass player, and he was starting a band, and basically just asked me if I wanted to come in and play bass, and so it was my first, my gateway into playing music. So of course I said yeah.
And it's great to be able to do both. But
Mm.
talk about you're a great lyricist and writer, but you probably come up with some pretty great bass riffs as well.
Yeah, Fred and we've been jamming for a long time, and we actually we we groove pretty well together. So we've come up with a lot of really cool things over the years. Some used in songs, some not, but it's
And
easy.
besides being the rhythm section of the band, you guys are kind of the principal songwriters, aren't you?
Well, So Fred and Caesar kind of write more of the music than anything, because you know, my big job is the lyrics and melodies, vocal melodies.
And even in watching the video, you know, for the Book of the Dead, I got to say, Holly, you've got a unique sound vocally, and what I mean by that is often when you're listening to a band, you know, you try to think, who does this band remind me of? And honestly, I can say, I'm sure you got your influences like anybody, but you got a pretty original sound going, and I know that's very hard to do. So, how do you think you guys accomplished that?
That's good. That's really good. I think the key element is that is we've all let each other be ourselves in this
Yeah,
writing process. No one's trying to dominate, you know, who's writing what or whatever.
that's important. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think it brings all of our great elements together that way, instead of, you know, deterring things that could have been, you know, just inviting whatever comes to the table between the three of us.
yeah. And so you mentioned, you know, I know the fact that the band's from Los Angeles. Have you played much in Los Angeles?
A little bit, yeah. We did a few LA shows this tour,
Yeah.
kind of Costa Mesa area, and we played the Rainbow.
Oh, wow, wow.
Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much the closest we've gotten to LA. So we did do San Diego as well, so
Yeah.
a little bit south
And
and south.
in fact, I think a couple days ago, the owner of the Rainbow passed away. So, um, that was
Yeah, he did pass away. I actually played on Tuesday. We played at the Whiskey for the Ultimate Jam Night, so we're pretty involved in that scene.
so. What was that? Talk a little bit about playing the Ultimate Jam Night because I've heard about that and it never had the chance to go down and see it yet. But it sounds like a pretty fun event. It's a weekly event, as you say. How did you guys get involved in it?
Yeah, it's actually bi-weekly now. It used to be weekly,
Okay.
which was very chaotic for the people who were putting it on.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have Adam Mandel, Chuck Wright, and Jessica Chase who put it on, and they're very, very, very well known in the
Sure,
music
sure.
industry, and so they have a lot of contacts. And so when people are either coming through or they're in town and not touring, they're asked to come and play a cover song for the show. And the show is really cool because you never know who you're going to play with until
Yeah.
the week of. You know the song that you're supposed to play, obviously, because you have to learn it. But it's put together with some of the best talent that they have here in LA.
Does
And
that make it a little more fun? The fact that it's not so rehearsed, it's more of a live jam session.
yeah, and it's not really a live jam session. You're definitely trying to play to the track, like
I guess what
how.
I'm saying is, you know, most times when you have a show, you might do a rehearsal or something. This is not
Yeah,
so much rehearsal. Like you said,
yeah.
you kind of learn the song and you're ready to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like it that way because I mean, with I tour with Zepparella, and we're kind of that way. You know, we show up and play.
yeah,
New songs we kind of work a little bit more on, but as far as like for the jams, I mean, it's really fun to just learn the song and just go play with these really
yeah.
awesome players.
And, you know, the music industry, interesting. Being a band from Los Angeles, you know, you'd think you'd play around Los Angeles, and you've mentioned you've done shows, but you made the point in the top interview that you've played a lot in Peru. I was kind of curious. Talk a little bit about that and why. And it sounds like you guys are quite popular there.
Yeah, we are very popular there, actually. I mean, the reason being is that two of the three members are from Peru,
Oh, okay,
and
okay, makes sense. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, Fred and Caesar have been in that music industry scene for a long time. Caesar, our guitar player, he works for The Voice Peru and a bunch of other big time shows there. So he's a vocal coach and a guitar player, and and his brother Luis are actually known as the two brothers in town that record everyone. And so we actually recorded with them, of course. And um, so it's hard to get Caesar here,
yeah.
uh, you know, as far as like work visa and stuff. It's easier for us to go down there. So we were touring with a guitar player here, and then now we're gonna go be able to at least play with him down there. We've played one other show down there as Dead Groove.
Mhm.
It turned out really well, and so I think this one will be even better.
And I imagine when you go down Peru, I imagine I've never been myself, but I imagine it's quite different from Los Angeles. Must be a great like thing to go down there and get to travel and do your thing,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, traveling is fun. It's been a big part of my life for a long time. I've been to a lot of places, and so going back to Lima is always really fun. And Fred's family's there, so we get to spend time with them and all of his friends. And so we've been we've hiked up Machu Picchu and Huayna Picchu, and done the really cool things that you can do in Peru too. So that's
Are
fun.
there other parts of the world you guys haven't been to that you'd like to go that kind of is on your wish list?
Yeah, Asia. I think between Fred and I, that's one of the only places we haven't been is like Japan. So hopefully sometime soon we'll go there.
And let's talk a little bit about, promoting the band and the power of the internet. I mean, you must get messages from people in parts of the world, like we've said, you haven't even stepped foot in. And what's that like, kind of have that feeling, on the other side of the world where we haven't even played or stepped foot in, people are checking out our album, people are, checking out our music, our videos.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's really exciting because you're putting a piece of your artwork out there,
Yeah,
and you're hoping
yeah,
at least you find the right people who like it, right?
yeah.
So when we do get messages and feedback from people in like Germany, or we've sent vinyls to Germany and to Austria and to Australia and all these places, and it's really cool to see that we have support like that from everywhere.
And talk about the name of the band. I loved it. First time I heard the Dead Groove Band, I'm like, what is that? That just sounds like such a cool name. Is talk a little bit about that, how you guys came up with that.
Yeah, we actually started as a clothing company. Fred is a graphic designer. He actually works for Cleopatra Records as a
Wow.
graphic designer. And so he's had a couple of kind of startup clothing companies before. And so I'm good with websites. So I built a website based off of our clothing. And then when we decided we wanted to do a band, it just kind of came down to Dead Groove or another band name, and
Yeah.
we just decided to go with the brand.
I was kind of thinking Dead Groove, maybe the fact that the rhythm section is so tight as a unit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a play on like music and the rhythm section, of course, and then also Dead Grooves on a record. Like we want you to play our
Okay,
record.
yeah, yeah, makes sense, makes sense. And and you talk about being into fashion and design and that and clothing. Do you guys design your own T-shirts and merchandise?
Mhm. Yeah, everything is designed by us.
Totally in-house. That's cool. I mean, what I love about that is it goes all right back into the band and the people in the band.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, our website is set up to where if you buy a T-shirt, the profit goes to us directly, and it's cool because we get to have fun with the designs too.
Yeah, and what the coolest part of all, besides it going back into the band's pocket, is that you've got that total creative control. It's not like you're working for somebody else telling you, no, this is how you're going to design the T-shirt. This is how it's going to be. You get to make all those decisions.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's good. It's fun.
And so I imagine you're still kind of working this album, but have you guys thought about the next album, or do you think that'll come out in 2024, maybe the following year? What do you think?
Yeah, when we go to Peru, I think we're gonna try to do a few songs. It may not be a full album or
Yeah, makes
necessarily
sense.
a
Yeah.
full EP, really, but I know we're thinking about some cover songs, which will be nice, and just some singles to
Yeah.
kind of put out there.
And let me ask you, Holly, being the vocalist now, a lot of bands, that's how you become known. You record a cool cover, a fun cover. People love that. But in thinking about covering other people's music, which you don't really need to do because you're a great songwriter, a great singer in your own right. But when you do cover, what's your approach? Do you like to you have the attitude of let's stick as true to the original sound of the song, or do you like to put your spin on it and make it your own kind of?
I think there's room for both. I think in certain situations there's definitely room for both. So we do cover Ace of Spades.
Okay, wow.
So it's different enough that it's our own version because there's a female singing it.
Yeah, yeah, obviously, yeah.
Um, but we are still a three piece, so it still definitely sounds like
And
Motorhead.
see, with your vocals, the way you sing and stuff, the Dead Groove Band. I mean, that's the thing. You could sing like kind of heavy, almost metal. You could also sing, like a ballad. You've got the ability to do both. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's great.
and I think, see, how many albums have you released to date?
How
Just so,
me myself?
well, I mean the band. Is it
Oh, for
just
the
the one?
band. One. This is our first. This is our debut record.
See, so your debut album, you're kind of you're still out there kind of developing the sound, and I imagine when you get in and you do the next EP or whatever it is, um, you're gonna kind of not so much have a set box, but kind of the progression of the band. This is what the band sound is today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Kind of like what I was saying before, we give the room to be ourselves, and so that's really what makes the band, essentially.
yeah. So, do you have any special plans, Holly, for holidays? You guys doing any shows, or you just taking the rest of the year off?
It'll be those two shows at the end of the month, and then the rest of the year probably off, um, so that we can work on some new videos and stuff for the songs that we're gonna record when we're down
Yeah,
there.
and the one video, man, again, it looks like something you would have seen on MTV Headbangers Ball back in the day. And
Yeah,
I dig the fact that you guys are so dedicated to what you do, your craft, your profession. It,
thank
uh,
you. Yeah,
it
we
looks
edit
it
all
looks
of
like
our
a big budget video, So again, I
No, no,
tip my
we
hat to
do
you
it all
guys.
ourselves.
Yeah.
We edit everything ourselves, so it's really low budget, to be honest.
Well, again, it's got the appearance otherwise, and I think that shows again your dedication to hard work, and um, even if it's low budget, it looks big budget. So you give that appearance, and I think that's why the band's kind of in the position they're in, and you can only go up from there.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Well, Holly, I want to thank you for being patient with me. I'm not sure exactly. I think I might have hit the wrong link because I had a previous interview right before you.
Sure.
So again, I apologize, but it turned out to be great, and would love to have you guys back on. I also do another show called This Is Metal. We're going to start booking shows for in January, so I will reach out to you guys again to see if you want to come out. When we do This Is Metal, um, we I have a co-host, which is fun. He's a singer and plays in a band called Held Hostage out of New York. So uh, keep
Hell's
in mind,
hostage.
and I'll reach out to you guys, see if you're interested in coming on to do an
Okay.
episode there. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Take
Appreciate
care,
it.
and you have a good rest of your day. Okay.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
this will be going on probably in the next week. I'll let you know once I have a date. Okay. And feel free
Okay.
to share it. Take care,
Awesome.
Holly. Bye
I will
bye.
do. Thank you. Bye.